Hello and welcome to Roundtable Discussion, presentation of all initiatives and a platform for gender and cultural practices. This is first public event within special edition Red Dawns Festival, which is part of the project called Red Dawns Above City of Women. Let me first introduce our guests. I will go from the other way around. So on the other side, there is Vox Femina will be representing Gabriela Ivano. Queer Sport will be representing and presenting Leila Schipper, and she will also present the Center for Girls because they cannot be here. And Libela will be presenting Svetlana Knežević and Hana Grgić. Sorry. Women's Space will be presenting Olivera Babić. Fundacija Zore, Vedrana Frašto. Nina Hudej will be presenting Pride Parade and Female Scream, and Lesbian Feminist University will be presenting Tadeja Pirih. Beside me will be Anna Makut will be presenting Red Dawns, and I will now shortly explain the history and the purpose of our platform for gender and cultural practices. So, Red Dawns organized initial meeting in 2006, while the following meetings took place in 2012 in Zagreb, and after this in March last year, on 14th edition of Red Dawns. So this platform for gender and cultural practices is a regional network of more than 15 women's feminist, LGBT and queer initiatives, festivals, collectives, organizations from post-Yugoslav space. We are all dealing with gender issues in the field of culture, art, activism and theory in relation to transfeminism. So this platform aims to empower regional network through exchange of program, experience, creating new content and program. So during the meetings, we were discussing possible strategies of cooperation and have been developing the platform for an exchange of shared experience, knowledge, program, items and staff. Our aim is to enlarge this network and strengthen the connections, also by discussing our options for joint possibilities for funding. So this two-day program, maybe you looked in our program, included closed meetings about possibilities for future cooperation, a workshop on funding possibilities run by Vox Femina, and workshop on burnout in activism run by Act Women. In short, what we agreed to do, that web page will be set on shortly. The briefing is already have been done, so it will be public, and at the moment we started to work on project which will include also web newspaper and maybe other media, maybe also radio, photo, video material. We will see how this will work in future. And also we were discussing to include performances on these written articles, to combine the theoretical research with cultural production. So this is our plan, and we will see how it will work out. Now there will be a short presentation of each organization or festival or initiative, and after this there will be some time for your questions if you are interested in something. And so I would give the word to Gabe. Maybe you can tell something about Vox Femina.
Hello, thank you for being here. My name is Gabriela Ivanov, and I'm from Zagreb, from Vox Femina Platform. Vox Femina Platform is the main program of the expansion of gender and media culture common zone. It is a civil society organization that was founded in 2005, and Vox Femina Platform consists of three main sub-programs. It is Vox Femina Net, independent feminist media, also Vox Femina Festival, which will in a month have its 7th edition, and Vox Femina services of video and web production for cultural initiatives and gender initiatives. So as Daniela said, the first meeting of this cooperation was in Rdeče's Zore in Ljubljana in 2006, but then things were quite unstable, and just last year, and in the Vox Femina Festival, we gathered and made a strategic plan, an action plan, draft of it, at least to work together. So these 2 days have been specific about some projects that we want to pursue together, and our next meeting will be again in a month at Vox Femina Festival. About and if you have any other questions about Vox Femina Net and Vox Femina Festival, I will be glad to answer your questions later. But I will just say in shortly that these two things pretty much are really how do you say complementary in our mission. And Vox Femina Net magazine or newspaper, online magazine, consists of two main things. It wants to be a community media for one hand, for the grassroots initiatives, and wants to present artists, entrepreneurs, and also initiatives that work on gender issues, as well as wants to have more professional texts about gender issues in general. So that's it about me, and here you go.
Thank you. As you know, I will present today one organization from Niš, although I was only twice in Niš, but I was lucky to meet these girls, and I really love them. First, I would like to tell you that I will read a few sentences, if you don't mind. Center for Girls, the main goal of the Center for Girls was to improve young women, and girls' position in society through their education and emancipation. Also, they are co-organizers of Feminist, which is one beautiful festival held in Niš. And Olja from Women's Space will tell you more about the festival. And also I would like to tell you that activists of this organization performed the vagina monologues. First, I was thinking that you are laughing, but first it was in Niš, and later they visit some smaller towns like it's Zenica, Leskovac, Pljevlja, which is very great, very nice of them. Yeah, and later they also performed The Good Body, also a play of work of Eve Ensler, and now they also prepare a new play called Mothers. So that's about my friends. Now let's talk about me. I am Leila, and I'm from Sarajevo, and I'm actually part of an initiative called Kvir Sport. In Croatia, queer sport is really popular and a really nice initiative. And actually, first maybe to tell you what is a queer sport. Queer sport is everything which could we connect to sport, and it's not a professional sport. It's some kind of alternative, and also it's inclusive for all the people. So you don't have to, I don't know, to win. You have to participate, and you have to give your best. And it's also inclusive for different marginalized groups as LGBT. Maybe in Slovenia, a situation is not so bad about LGBT, but in Bosnia, situation is not so good as here. What else I could tell you? Yeah, I can also tell you that queer sport is great because get together people to hang out, to drink before they have. Yeah, it's healthy. Last year and this year we participated in a swimming marathon in Vis, and I was last. Thank you.
Do sports, not drugs. Hello everybody, I'm really glad to see you here tonight with us. My name is Svetlana and this is Hana. We are from Zagreb, and here we are presenting Libella. Libella is feminist and activist news site for gender, sex and democracy. Libella emerged from an activist need to open media and public space for gender and feminist discourse. Libella is dedicated to monitoring reality and to questioning of democracy and social practices from a gender perspective. Our mission is deconstructing. Yeah, I have really problems with pronouncing words with R in English. It's a real problem. Do not laugh. So I'm trying to not use words with many R's in it, in there. Okay. I wanted to tell you that our mission, Libella's mission, is to deconstruirati gender stereotypes and sexism that can be found in mainstream media and critically analyze really. Okay. This is our site. You can see our site here. It's really simple, and as you can see, we didn't prepare presentation, or we do not have papers like everybody else here. So we are improvising here. This is Libella. This is our new site. It's really important to emphasize that we are working voluntarily. But we are putting, I don't know, like 7 articles per day, so we have big production, even though we are working voluntarily. A big deal is that Libella is also educative platform. We are educating young feminists, activists, and journalists. As you can see here, this is javljanje s terena. That's like actual short news or reports on events. Up there, please, there is sastavom, like, I don't know, with attitude, yes. There are comments on actual what is actual now in society. We are making comments of that, like, I don't know, if there is a church involved in forbidding gay rights, LGBT rights, so we are writing against them, or there is razgovor, it's interviews. And you can see here, it's a great story about two lesbians from Serbia that went to UK to marry each other because they can't in Serbia. And there is prozor u svijet, like window into the world. There are analysis, comments from other news sites that cover feminism, gender, democracy. We are also covering labor's workers' rights, democracy, LGBT rights, ecology even. So we are not just we are covering all that from the feminist perspective. You can watch everything through gender's perspective, through feminist perspective. And there is stup srama, like wall of shame. We are collecting sexist, homophobic, racist statements from mainstream media and from our politicians and from public people, from people who are and I'm really apologizing because this was really confusing. We'll be better next time. We promise.
You're great.
Thank you.
Okay, I have two now. Okay. Well, hello. Zore. My name is Olivera, and I'm from Women's Space Organization from Niš. And as Leila said, together with Center for Girls, we are organizing festival every year, Feminist, Festival of Women's Activism and Art. And specifically, we're here. We're here to exchange that experiences about that festival. So, festival's main focus is on decentralization of women's activism because it's important that. Okay. Well. So it's about decentralization of women's activism because it's important that it's in our town Niš and not only in capital in Belgrade. Then it's important because of empowering women on a local level, and also it's important that we somehow attract attention to the position of women in our local society. So basically that's it, yes. And this year we had an important book promotion about women's history in Niš, and it's about anonymous women who have not been in school books. And actually we are trying to, we made that book in order to, for them to be visible, because they're not in mainstream literature and history. Okay, so yes, that's basically it.
Hi to everyone. I'm Vedrana, activist of Zore Foundation. Zore Foundation is a feminist organization, and we are working from Sarajevo. And we are an organization that advocates for positive social changes in society through the educational, artistic and cultural and research programs. We also organizing the Pitchwise. Pitchwise is a festival of women art and engaged art in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we organized like 8 Pitchwise until now. The festival is well, we started because we recognize the problem in our society that there is no women who are activists or like artist women who are like visible in society, especially if they are working on women's rights, and if they are working or engaged art, so they are not visible in our society. We don't give them a lot of space, but there is like a big number of artists, women artists, who are really good in our country. So we decided to organize the pitchways and to create like the safe space for them to be more visible, to talk with the others artists, women artists from the region, because we are calling the girls activists, feminists and artists theoretical from all part of the region to come in Sarajevo and to show their work to the public. We also have like during the pitchways, we organize one to the year, the pitchways in September, and when we have like in one way we have like the public. The public is our like the young girls who are interested in women's rights and women's issue in the Bosnia and Herzegovina and in the region. So we are calling the girls and women from Bosnia and Herzegovina to come in Sarajevo, and also from different parts of the region to come and to see and to talk and to discuss and so on regarding the engaged art and women's rights. So we are calling them to represent their work, and the second public, it's like the citizens of Sarajevo. So yeah, and one thing also that we have like different programs every year. So until now we had like hundreds, sorry. Exhibition, panel discussions, film, movies, that's the same. Concert, performance, meetings, book promotions, performance, workshops, and so on, just to promote like the women issues and to promote women artists. And one really big thing, that the main objective of the pitchways is the idea that the community of people can work for gender equality to achieve positive changes in their direct environment. And also we are like working like to transform of culture of violence into culture of the peace through the engaged art. So we are using engaged art to transform our traditional thinking of the violence and everything else to the culture of peace. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nina, and I'm here in the name of two organizations, or how to say, collectives. One collective is Female Scream. It's a group of DJs, VJs, journalists, and philosophers, and lawyers, and many interesting women that have also stuff to say. So we are now also writing articles, and we are producing music, we are producing videos, and lots of other stuff. One of the things is also we are organizing series of events called Revoltaja, where we every time we expose one woman, very like important woman from past or present, and it's a event where we also do like VJing, and also we play music. So this is one thing, the Female Scream part, and the other one is Ljubljana Pride, so where we obviously walk on the road. No, I'm joking, but yes, it's one important thing, I think, it's that also Ljubljana Pride is a part of such collective with like feminist groups. I think like it would be also good that other pride organizations from other post-Yugo countries would participate. Because we are all one big happy family, right? So, okay, that's it.
Hi, once again from my side. I won't be long because I think that most of the audience already know what we're doing and what we do, yeah. I'm going to present Lesbian Feminist University. It's an initiative of lesbian feminists from Ljubljana, from Slovenia. We set up in March 2010. And we are working on educational, theoretical, and artistic practices. But the important thing is that we are using methods that are based on the principles of self-organization, non-hierarchical environment, autonomy, and that we also are working not just with or dealing and focusing on not just lesbian feminism, but also on anti-capitalism and anti-fascism topics and themes. We try to promote and try to work in as active participants in democratic decision making and self-organizing way, and we're trying to provide, which I think is very important, we try to provide safe space, women safe space, and we try to basically not just to promote, but also to actively help young lesbians, young feminists to be active in the fields that they feel comfortable. Whether it's that art, culture in general, theory, actions, graffitis, whatever, so that they can do what they want to do, where they feel safe, and that we give them an opportunity and place where can they express themselves, where they can be heard, where they can be visible, because it's very important, especially for young women, to have places for themselves and to feel empowered by other women. We don't prepare any festival. We just we try just to be part of, I don't know, Red Dawn's festival, which in Ljubljana. We try to visit other festivals in the regions, but we prepare, I don't know, 2 times per month, or maybe more or less, depends on the month. Activities like discussions, panels, round tables, movie nights, simple talks, literary events, reading. We have reading initiative, anonymous writers, where we read feminist and lesbian works from the past or present, from Slovenia or globally. We are having workshops on topics about how to fight sexism. We are having direct actions, mainly in public spaces, because we want to also not just talk in closed environments, but go outside and tell people that certain things are just not okay, even though the society thinks or they let them be okay. So yeah, this is what we do. We also have our blog. We're not very good with this, making blogs and putting things on it. We are more into working and doing actions and just try to empower ourselves, because we also think that the very important thing is that we come from what our experiences are, and that we basically empower ourselves through self-education, because a lot of things that we talk on our discussions panels, they are not things that we can hear or that we can get in universities. That is also why we have this ironic name, university, things that we don't get at universities in Slovenia. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm going to present Red Dawn's. The Red Dawn's festival has quite a long tradition already. It was conceived in 2000s, and since then it's been working in the society which disfavors women and other sexual minorities. And since then it has been pointing out to the presence of sexual hierarchies in our society. In the introduction to our catalog for this Oktober's edition a special edition of the festival, Terhvala writes something that's really important, and she says that it has not been easy to keep organizing the festival because the promise of equality, which has been nurtured by Red Dawns, by the image of the red-haired heroine Zora and the red morning sky, is in capitalist barbarism moving further and further away. We have two festival images for this Oktober's special edition of the festival. The first one that you can see on the screen, we decided to make use of the barbed flower symbol because we wanted to pay homage to our cooperation with the uprising social workers, with the help of uprising social workers, lesbian feminist university, and other feminist individuals. In March this year, we launched a so-called Wall of Shame, something similar to what Libelle are doing. And Wall of Shame is a blog collecting misogynist, sexist, and homophobic statements of famous Slovene personalities. And I think this year, the guy who was awarded with the barbed flower, I think he's an organizer of a literary festival, isn't he? The president of one literary festival. He was, yeah. So this is why we have this barbed flower image. And the scissors, you can see them on the posters. They're another part of our Oktober's edition's image. They represent our desire to cut the world out in our shape. So our desire for solidarity, minority consciousness, and empathy. Terhvala also mentions in the introduction to the catalogue that the conception of the Red Dawns Festival is linked both to our need for collective and public fight against inequalities and to the need to nurture our own public, which means safe, conceptual, physical, and discursive spaces. And since the festival covers the majority of the areas in which feminists and queers are active, it is taking on the role of a social state, which means it is mitigating the effects of social hierarchies. Besides that, the Red Dawns Festival keeps pointing out to the problems in our society and strives towards a greater recognition of contemporary female feminist and queer artists, theorists, cultural workers, and activists. This year's special edition of Red Dawns Festival, or the project Red Dawn above the City of Women, continues with the feminist and queer politics of our time and place, because we believe that patriarchy is borderless. We are cooperating with other female feminist and queer activists, theorists, artists, and cultural workers like you, our guests here, and others from the UK, the Netherlands, Germany, Austria. And it's in our tradition that the festival is interdisciplinary, multicultural, and includes various media of expression. It's also self-organized and participatory based. And And I think that's it. This edition of the festival covers such areas as sexuality, sexual violence, with your help as well, the problem of women in artistic canon, and the position of women in capitalism. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Anna, and thank you all. I would just like to also invite you to one street performance, My Body, My Territory, which will be performed by ACT Women, they were also present here, and these are the pictures from the performance which they made already. And they told me that if you are interested, you can ask them on 26th of October at 1 p.m. In Central Market, Ljubljana. So you can ask them there about their organization and their activities. They are really active. So I think that it's worth seeing and meeting them. We now have time for some questions. So if you are interested in some organization or in platform, if you have some questions, please. Do you need microphone?
I would like you to ask perhaps the majority of you, how does the financial crisis affect your practice? Do you get more radicalized? Do you get less activities than usual? Do you get underfinanced, or in such way perhaps? And I would also like to ask you, how do you collaborate with the elderly and established feminists? Okay, thank you.
Will be some of you be asking this, answering this.
Okay, how the crisis affects us. We are constantly in Vox Femina try to be in a kind to make our own funds for doing. That's why we are doing video and web production for other initiatives. But it is a grassroots initiative which emerged in 2005, and it is working steadily on good foundations. So we are also in these past 8 years approved our skills in fields of fundraising, but also are thinking of entering a venture of social entrepreneurship. So we are developing some ideas there to try to cope with the crisis. And for the cooperation with established and older feminists, that is a very interesting topic that we discussed already in these 2 days. For Common Zone, for Vox Femina platform, we cooperate with established feminist organizations in Croatia by helping them building their websites and doing the video work for their projects. That is mainly how we are included in their projects and programs. And basically, we want to start that debate within this with this network. That is one of our really to open a dialogue where we can sit around and discuss things in different countries, because we agree that. As in all these countries, the feminist issues and feminist movement has been very strong, but we are now in the position to have to against fight for our position as young feminists. So that is really we don't like that position very much. We would like more. But it also depends from the organization to the organizations. But yeah, we would like more dialogue there, definitely.
Anyone
Okay. Well, a lot of these organizations has like the members who are also the older feminists and activists. So they are cooperating with others, older activists and feminists. Yeah. But also I agree with the Gabi. It is really necessary to I don't know, to let us free to choose what we want to do or something like that. Yeah. And regarding the question about financing ourselves, well, it's also depending regarding the countries. I don't know, for example, for Bosnia, for now we have a lot of donors, and we are applying for different kind of the project. Usually the Pitchrise as the festival, they don't finance that, but we have like the lot of activities and some money put on the festival. So we are collecting monies through the year to have and to organize the Pitchrise. And also the festival or all the events on the festival are free. That's our gift to the city or to the community. And all of us who are working on Pitchrise, organizing the Pitchrise, we are working voluntarily. So that's also one thing what we are doing.
Considering the money, we are more or less volunteers in Lesbian Feminist University, but we get some money from some, not really, I don't know, we do get some money because we work in a LGBT club, so the topics that are connected with that, we can get something through the money that the club gets from municipality, but basically we do more or less the things for free. And the thing is that we don't even apply to a lot of things because crisis did affect us in a way that we are all precarious workers, which means that we have to work a lot for our existence, to pay our rent, to live in Ljubljana, and that means that we don't have enough time or energy that we would like to put into the work of creating things and being involved in Lesbian Feminist University. So yeah, it does affect us, not only on the level of members of Lesbian Feminist University, but I would also say as women in general, because crisis every time unfortunately targets the weak members of society, which women are, in a sense of how society acts toward us. Considering the generation and cooperation with elder, or not elder, but older feminists, I would say that it could be better, it could be also worse. I think that there is always, every movement has gaps between generations. It's something that exists, and I think in a way it's not even that bad. We do cooperate with organizations or initiatives that share our values, and that doesn't mean that we don't cooperate with elders. We have some older feminists that come to our events. We don't have others, but I think it's we just connect with those that we think that share our values, and that's. But I would also say that as young generations, we always have to, I don't know, in a way, like go through this fight and to get our space in the movement or society or however. And that is nothing new also for feminist movement.
Yeah, for add-ons, it's similar than Tadea said. We are all doing this voluntarily. Now I'm talking about the March editions, usual editions, because for this festival, it's we got some funds from European Union. So it's quite hard because you don't know how many people will be involved, how they will be involved, how much, how much time they can put in. So we are every year like on the edge constantly. We don't have any funds. Actually, we get some from benefits, which we all do by ourselves, and with help of Menza of Koritu, this place also really helps us. And with concerts, which they have like symbolic entrance. So about the other question, we usually try to support new artists, women artists. So we every year try to have different artists on the festival, and not to. It's not like forbidden to cooperate with those who are already established, but we try to encourage like work, because if there is a call, then women will also be more active, you know. If so yeah, in this way, I don't know. Does anyone else wants to answer these questions?
I can. I really appreciate grassroots activism, and queer sport is definitely some kind of grassroots activism. Last year, this organization from Croatia actually get fund for travel, and we met like I think twice last year, and our expenses were covered partly, but this year we have to pay everything. But if we talk in terms of results, nothing changed. So I didn't get hungry. And about feminists, I don't know. I don't know what to tell about it. Maybe that definitely I can see the difference between old school feminists and new feminists, but I really believe that we should sit together more often and talk.
Anyone else?
I don't know. There are some kind of issue between young and old feminists, old school. Okay, that is true, and I think that that's something what is more or less common in every country. But I think that the main problem is that that kind of feminist scene is fragmented in every country. So I think that really helps for that situation to become more complicated. And about money, okay, Libela is yeah, we are completely volunteer side.
We have our regular jobs, so we had to work in our offices 8 hours a day, and then come home and then work free for Libela, I don't know, 6 more hours.
That's all.
But that's for common good. That's something that we are believing, and we are working. We are working like this because we are We believe that we are changing. Not the world, but changing minds or changing opinions in a way.
That's all.
Okay. Is there any other question? No? Okay, so if there is no other questions, I would like to thank our guests for participation on all events these 2 days, including this roundtable. And also thank you all for coming. I hope seeing you on upcoming events. So the most crowded days are on 18th of October and on 26th of October. So check out the program, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.